Hello and welcome back to another video from China. So what are we talking about today? Well, actually I'm in a nice park here because the weather is pretty nice. It's a little cool, a little windy, but beggars can't be choosers. It's still a very nice day. So I've decided to come out. Look how colorful it looks. Wow. Very beautiful. There's a mountain there which I've climbed once, but it's so hard because well, especially in the summer, it's so hot climbing it, and I'm not very fit. I'm very unfit. I used to be fit when I was younger, but yeah, I've become very lazy over the past years. So I'm trying to get back into exercise, but you know, I always say that and it never ends up happening. Anyway, what's today's video about? It's actually about, am I going back home in the summer? And the answer is yes, I am going back home in the summer to England, because we have 2 months off from my job. So I decided to go home on a holiday. It's on a holiday basis. There's only like a 10% chance I go home forever, and the reason for that is because what we do here in China, or most people do, is we sign a contract every year. So what we do is we'll sign for 1 year, and when the next year comes, we'll sit down again and negotiate our contracts or terminate it and just say, well, I don't want to sign for another year, I want to go somewhere else, or I want to go back home, which is a good thing actually. If I had to give any advice for someone coming to China to teach, is definitely sign one by one, year by year contract instead of signing a 2-year contract, a 3-year contract. A lot of schools will let you sign for 2 years, 3 years, but my advice, I mean, it's not for everybody, it's just it works for me, is to sign for year by year, because sometimes you just don't like the job you're in. Maybe you don't like the school you're in, or the job you're in. Maybe the city you're in is just not for you. You want a busier city, or you want a more quieter city. So it's good just to sign year by year, just to see what it's like for you. Because if you sign for 2 years or 3 years, you're kind of stuck really there. And I mean, you can try to leave, but that means terminating your contract, and yeah, that would be a little problematic. So it never ends well. So it's best to sign year by year, just to see what it's like, where you're at, and if you enjoy it. But even if you really enjoy the job you're at after the year, and you really like the people that you work with, you love the city, I will still advise to sign year by year, because a year's a long time. Things can change in 1 year. You know, you might get married, you want to move cities, something happens back home, you need to move back home. So yeah, that's my advice anyway, but you don't have to take it, it just works for me. So that brings me to, am I going home in the summer forever? And I said it's for a holiday, but because my contract ends, there's a 10% chance I will go home forever. Maybe I'll go in the office with my boss, and maybe we'll not agree on a lot of things, because we have to negotiate every year. What we'll do is we'll negotiate at the table, maybe for a bigger salary, like a raise, maybe for better hours, maybe a change in a holiday if you want to go back home for Christmas. Some people like to have Christmas off, our school doesn't. So just a negotiation kind of thing. But yeah, I'm happy where I'm at. I love the job. I love living here actually. It's really hard for me to leave China because it's been so good to me over the years. I've been here for nearly 5 years, you know. This summer will be nearly 5 years. Will be 5 years, not nearly. So yeah, there's always a 10% chance that I don't sign, because yeah, I don't get, we don't agree with each other, or we don't agree with the contract. So there's always that chance. But I'm definitely going home in the summer for a holiday to visit family and friends, and yeah, just to enjoy my time home with loved ones. But the reason I only say 10% chance of me going home, not 50% chance, is because I really enjoy living in China. I've been here, like I said, for nearly 5 years, and it's really hard to move back home. So hard. I've got my own place here. I didn't have my own place back home. I'm on more money here than I've ever been on back home. And life's pretty easy here, really easy. I can do what I want. Everything's cheap. I can live a life that I couldn't live back home in England because things were just so expensive. Here I travel city to city, stay in nice hotels, eat all the best food that the city has to offer, and not spend a lot of money. And in England I just couldn't do that. Personally, I couldn't do that. I had to save for like months just to go on a weekend somewhere, which is sad, really. It's sad. Just the way the country is at the moment because of recession, cost of living. It's just an absolute hellhole at the moment. Obviously, I love my country, and I wish I wasn't like that, but yeah, a lot of people are struggling there, so it's really hard for me just to leave everything I've got here to go back home. It's so hard for me to do that. I mean, living back home in England, it's easier if you had a partner, if you're married and you share the bills and everything. But if I go home, I'll have to move back with my mother. So yeah, it's not the best, it's not the ideal situation to live in a box room at home, yeah. So it's so hard to move back home. Look at all these flowers. I just stumbled onto all these beautiful flowers. I used to have these flowers when I was a kid in my garden, actually. What are they called? Does anybody know this flower's name? Anyone an expert on flowers? They used to be in my garden when I was younger, actually. I'm reminiscing now. So yeah, China's been very, very good for me. My hair's all over the shop. I told you it's a little windy. So yeah, it's really hard to leave China at the moment. Hopefully things continue being good and I keep enjoying it because I really don't want to leave China anytime soon. Just, it's given me so many great memories, and it's still giving me great memories, and it's given me a good life. It's given me an easy life. So yeah, but you never know, maybe next year I'll go home, you know, I'll change my mind, something will happen, or different opportunities will come which will take me back home to leave. You just don't know what the future holds. So that's why I'd sign a year-by-year contract. It's just so you have, you know, room to think, room. You don't feel tied down. You don't feel tied down to the job or like commitments. So because, like I said, things change in a year. A year is a very, very long time. Anything can change in a year. So yeah, my life in China is pretty good. Look. This is the park right next to my house. It's absolutely huge, and there's many of these parks. There's another park there actually that's got a beach inside. A beach in a park, and that's even bigger than this park. And the people are just very, very friendly. Like here, I could come to this park at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, reading a book, and nobody will batter an eye. Nobody will say anything. They'll just not care. I couldn't say that about some of the parks back home. I won't be walking in a park back home at 3 o'clock in the morning. Probably get robbed. I have been robbed in a park back home. When I first came to China 2018, I didn't have a pot to piss in. I had nothing. I was heavily in debt, miserable, because yeah, I felt like I haven't really achieved much. But now I live in a nice place, got a decent wage. I can save. I've never been able to save for anything. I've even bought an iPhone a few weeks ago. An iPhone! And guess what? I didn't pay in installments. I paid in cash. Now I'm not showing off or anything. I'm not rich. I'm just on a nice level kind of thing. You know what I mean? What I'm trying to say is, it's hard to leave. And if you want good opportunities, sometimes you have to go for them instead of feeling sorry for yourself and yeah, just staying put, not doing anything about it. I had to leave the other side of the world, to the other side of the world, just for a better opportunity. Leave friends, family behind, just to live a normal life. Not a rich life, just a normal life. Things being affordable, rent, food, everything. So yeah, I'm in a good place at the moment. So if I hazard a guess, I'll not be living here for years to come, unless something happens, of course. Yeah, whatever that could thing be that could happen. So look at that, there's the steps of the mountain. I'm tired just thinking of climbing that mountain. Look at that. Could you climb all that? I mean, there's stairs, so technically you're not climbing it, you're hiking it, but still it's still hard work for me. Hard work for me, not anybody else. I mean, I'll walk up to the first level of stairs, but that's about it. So we're at the steps. The question is, can I even walk up to there? Probably not, but we'll try. God, I'm so unfit. I'm just really lazy now. I finish work, I go home, put the TV on, shower, cook, do some washing, and by then I just can't be bothered to do anything. I'm absolutely knackered from work. So that's probably why I'm breathing like an elephant at the moment, just walking up those stairs. And this is the first level, and it keeps going on, level by level by level. And I wouldn't even call that a level. That's a fourth of a level. Everyone's chilling, got the tents up. I don't blame them. It's a lovely day, really lovely day. So yeah, I'm going home in the summer for a holiday with a 10% chance of going home in case I don't sign a contract, which I probably will sign. There's no reason for me right this second not to sign the contract. But my advice is, if you want some advice in life, not that I can give any advice in life, is just go out of your comfort zone, especially if you've got nothing to lose, if you're not married, you know, no kids, no commitments, in depth. Just do something different. Go on the computer, find somewhere around the world that's got an opportunity, and just go for it, because what have you got to lose? We only live once in life, and you don't want to live with any regrets. I certainly live with a lot of regrets, but you don't want to live with regrets. So I don't mean a regret coming to China, I just mean regrets in general. So yeah, just chase something, do something, do something meaningful, and try and live a normal life instead of being in debt like I was. If you're in debt, you might not be, you might be rich, sitting there watching this on TV, very, very rich and happy, which is great, But if you were like me, you should really go out your comfort zone and just do something to get out of the rut. Anyway, I'll wrap up the video. I hope you enjoyed it, even though I was rambling on a little. So be good, be safe, be kind, and I'll see you on the next one. Boom! How beautiful is this park? Wow.